So today I wanted to talk about the dark side of creativity. And I bring this up because I think a lot of people think that if they only had a creative job or they only had the ability to be creative at work, things would be so much easier and better and more gentle and comfortable. And I think the creatives, and I am one of them, can laugh and realize that there's really no place where like unicorns and cotton candy and ice cream make up our day and things are easy and fun. So the difference is those of us who still work in the creative industry or practice it all the time have sort of resurrected it at some point from wherever we shut it off, or in rare cases have just never shut it off. Because we're all born innately creative. We're all innately creative as kids. And then usually when we start being influenced by our peers, we start listening to them a little too much and adjusting our expectations for ourselves based on other people's opinions. Historically in business, the last 2 decades, this wasn't a real appreciated quality. Creativity wasn't something people were looking for in the standard employee. They wanted it by role, but they didn't necessarily want it in everybody. And now we're seeing companies like Google and Deloitte and Adobe and IDEO and a lot of other companies, the Federal Reserve, the World Economic Report, the London School of Economics, do in-depth studies about what drives people and what makes them happier at work and what makes them more productive together. And the common thread is they're motivated by being independent, by feeling meaning and purpose, and by being creative. And so, unearthing that process is really, really important. So the dark side of it comes from the fact that a lot of us have a lot of doubts about our own creativity, and digging in and working on and exercising that, especially when you do it by yourself, can be really daunting and can be really dirty. And I think that in many cases, a lot of old baggage that comes from developmental states or history or past trauma or tragedy or whatever you've gone through can surface and come to light with this process. And so it makes it hard. It makes it difficult to be present with what's changing and happening in you and being true to your creativity while also getting rid of all the baggage and purging all the dirt. So I'd encourage everybody to understand that everything good has a shadow side. And in creativity's case, the shadow side is self-doubt. And yet there's a really easy process you can use to begin this and to make it a habit and to not make it quite so stressful. So this is the process I recommend for my clients. Just get any notebook you like and any pen you really like, and make sure they never leave each other. Make sure that I really like the notebooks that have like a spiral bound, so you can put the little pen in the spiral. And make sure it's small enough that you'll take it with you everywhere. So does it fit in a purse? Does it fit in an airline bag if you're a business traveler? Make sure it goes with you all the time. And every day for hopefully at least 66 days, which is going to be the amount of time it takes to form a good habit, you want to write down one thing that went well, one thing that went badly, and one thing that you need help with. And when you do that, you'll find that there are these themes. You'll find that there's a theme of what you're really good at and what you're innately great at and what is different about you than anybody else. And really, you'll find that in that category 1, if you listen to that and appreciate it, you'll understand that there's really no competition for work you do the way that you do it. Everyone does it so differently. There's nobody else who can do it the way you do it. So that's what category 1 is about. Category 2, and about what went badly, can either be a moment in time, like a bad day where you see a circumstance and you fix it. It's a conflict, it's a work situation, it's a disagreement, it's something that's not going well within an organization you belong to. And you could resolve that over that 66 days you're tracking this process and seeing what you see. Or in that category 2, you might see themes that lead you to believe you might need some assistance or help or support in part of that category. And that's also fine. At least you've started to identify what most of us in our daily work don't. And you start to see where you should focus your energy, category 1, and where you should limit your energy, category 2, where you can. And then category 3 is where do you need help? So it's really just supporting category 2 and helping you to recognize every day that it's worthwhile and good and acceptable to ask for that assistance, and for you to remain at your highest and best and work within your strengths, and for other people to remain at their highest and best and work within their strengths. And when you support each other, then things are really the most productive, the most creative, the most innovative, and really the most financially beneficial for groups and organizations and businesses. This sounds like kind of nice stuff, but we've seen empirical studies by everybody from the Federal Reserve to the London School of Economics to Google that say that when you put different talents, creative talents together, and they work in their own space but respectfully communicate, the outcomes are much better financially and bottom line for the company that they work for or with. So this is valid for all of us, no matter what workspace we're in right now. And I hope that it encourages you to seek and find more creativity in your daily life. So don't be afraid of the darkness. Just lean in. It's going to be okay. Everybody, we all experience it. But that's it for today. Okay.